Like, I got this. Everybody look at me. Right. So, the next, I mean, Mr. McComber, I believe, giving me to the delivery, and I hope you are inspired. Possibly, like I said, look, he's more human than I am. Yeah, exactly. So I hope you guys are well inspired so that you can at least move from your normal 9 to 5 to contracting. Because everybody here, you have the experience already to ask for more, to do more with yourself. Now, the next speaker we have, you're not going to believe how I met him. It was a light out, and there, I'm trying to sell a private jet to people. I'm trying to onboard clients to say, hi, look, I've got some private jet for chatter. And then he's talking on the other side. He heard me say private jet. He's like, what did you say? I'm like, oh, I've got some private jets, for chatter. And he's like, talk to me about this. And then, we started talking, and we'll say in the same line. I'm like, so what do you do? He tells me what he does. And then he goes, no, let's go back. I'm going to chat. How much is it going to cost me? And then we had a little chat and everything. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to, take you on that offer. I'm like, great. And then after he told me what he does, I said to him, oh, I've got a TV network. I can put your content in. He's like, stop it. I'm like, for real, I do. I'll put your content in there. And then we'll start talking. And he goes, I've got the Spirit documentary. I've got this. And I'm like, okay. He's like, are you serious? I was like, yes. I'm like, all right, cool. So I get, it's a night out, of course. You're having a good time or whatnot. The people I'm with, I've already sold them what I'm selling. And then, who went back to having a good time. Mind if I'm out and selling something with that, say now and then. Then the next morning, he messaged me. This is documentary. I'm like, he's really serious. And then, we ended up talking, and after talking, and from there, we just became great friends, and then I look into his story. He's got a beautiful story. I kid you not. His story is something that will make you realize that there is no limit to what you can do. From where he's coming from, what he's been through, and what he has done, I kid you not. He's got more staff than I do in this country. I'm like, mate, what is going on? I mean, yeah, well, we're Africans, so we have staff in Africa. Yeah. But he's achieved so much that I think that his story needs to be heard. I would love to say an aspect of the story, but I think he should be the one to talk about his journey. But what I can say to you is, he did a 360 in his life, and now he actually has lots of people who look up to him. Like, he has his businesses. I've always said to him he should turn it into a franchise, because he no longer has 1, 2, or 3. He's got multiple business at this stage, and his story is just mind-boggling. So look, without further ado, let Mr. Chax, the brand Mr. Chax, please come tell them your story and let them know who you are.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. It's funny you're clapping. I've never started yet, but it's probably set the bar so high I don't even know how it's gonna go. But yeah, so my name is Leeroy Chax, and let me get used to this first. Okay. So yeah, I'm Leeroy Chax, and I'm from Zimbabwe originally, and I came to the UK when I was 8 years old in 2002, and the transition from coming from Africa to UK is very difficult because we had to adjust, adapt, learn the different culture. So when I arrived, I came to primary school nearby, and I was trying to understand how things work around here. Because I was so used to, my mom was a teacher in Zimbabwe, so she used to always on to me like, if you do this, you can do this. But now she's come over, and she didn't have a job. But I'm at the school, so I kept saying, my mom's a teacher, my mom's a teacher, my mom's a teacher, my mom's a teacher. Until they got it there with the school, and then managed to get a job in the college. So that's my mom over there on that picture. That's where we're in Zimbabwe. So when I've come over, one of my friends got me into sports. So playing football allowed me to open up another networking. And that was better for me because I was pretty quick and I was good at football, people used to like me. So then I started to meet new people, travel in different areas around like the UK playing. So you start to just explore your mind and start realizing sky's the limit, because you're seeing all these other guys living in mansions, There's footballers, like professional footballers, will go to academies. So then I'm just learning all these things. I'm thinking, I need to get some of this, but how do I get this? And I'm trying to be a footballer at this stage, during school days. But as you grow, you just don't know where life takes you. So I just believe in hard work. I never give up. Always work hard. Even if you don't know what you do, just turn up to work and just keep going. Because you don't know who you're going to meet on that day. Any conversation, never turn down anybody. Never look down on anybody. Because you don't know what anybody has or what they can offer you. Tomorrow, the person who you're next to could be the one who's employed you to be the biggest brand or biggest contract ever. So, but what helped me as I grew, or when I was going through the stages, I went to university. My dad forced me to go to university and told me to stop playing football because if you get injured, your life is done. So then I'm battling, what do I do? So I used to go to my barber shop and my barber kept saying to me, you need to learn this trade. You need to learn this trade, you can go anywhere in the world and you can survive. And I'm thinking, what? I can survive anywhere in the world by just cutting hair? And it's like, yeah, you need to just do it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like university. I need to bloody blame. So I was at university and I remember the first day I went to university, they gave me an assignment like 7,000 words. And I'm like, yeah, I'm quitting, man. This is long. How can I get 7,000 on my first day? And my friends, all of them, I'm like, yo, you guys leaving or what? And they're like, nah. I'm like, shit. I've just said this, yeah. No one's leaving. So then I forced myself to go back in because I'm like, fine, just give up because everyone's saying it on the course. So I was doing that now. And then I started to do supply teaching on the side. So I was going into high schools. And as I was doing that at the time, I was thinking, I can be a PE teacher maybe after this course because I was doing sports science. That's the subject I chose because I was doing sports in the beginning. But when I was going into the schools, it just felt like I was in a closed environment. You go in at 8 a.m., staff room, teach, staff room, and then you go home and it's like, I don't know, I was just not feeling myself. Like I could not achieve anything I just thought. And they'll be on what, 10, 15, 20 pounds an hour. And I'm limited every day when I go, I'm limited to that amount. And I'm not going to go anywhere. So I just thought, this is not for me. Went back to the barbershop. I got my student load. Our barber's like, you're not a serious guy. You need to be on it. I was like, listen, I'm on it. But he's thinking, no, he's probably not going to put money if he's got to buy all your tools, all your sets. So my student loan come in. I was like, yeah, let's go shopping. I bought all my tools, spent over £1,000 on tools. And he's like, wow, this guy must be serious now, already, because I bought £1,000 on clippers. I've just bought loads of different things. I'm holding the clippers, yeah, these times, the wired clippers, and they're heavy. And I'm like, bro, if I don't able to use this, because I've just spent this much money and it's heavy, is it going to work? And he's like, you just think you put your head to it. So I started getting all my friends coming down. And the amount of people I used to mess up in the beginning, yeah. Oh, he's so far, yeah, goes, I'm messing up here. I'm like, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm sorry. But then, you know what? They kept going and kept going. And over time, I just lit the trade while I was at uni. And then the transition was, while I was at uni, I was doing it on the side. As I graduated, I just literally just went full-time in barbering. And I was doing mobile, going to people's houses. I started off cleaning to people for free. And it's £5. And then from there, I just started getting loads of customers. So I've got my first shop in the town centre. And I was upstairs in the office. And I used to work there from like 11 a.m. because I hated waking up early to go to work. So I used to argue for my boss and I went to start it later. So I'll go at 11 and then sometimes I finish at 2 a.m., 12 a.m. It's just non-stop. People go clubbing. They'll come back on full. Still at the shop and like, bro, we went clubbing, we're back. I'm like, bro, I'm still going. And this was like in 2015 when I graduated. So after 2015, because I was getting too busy, my mom was like, can you stop opening at 11? Like, how can you run a business? Sorry, 11. You start getting early. So I went to 10 a.m. And then she was like, and then I remember my staff at the time, I was still in Nandi. So I moved over here to another shop in 2017 where I expanded because getting too busy, people will be queuing up. So I trained my little brother to come on board and he's got very good. So now there's 2 of us. So when I've opened this shop here, there's 5 of us in the beginning. And then within 2 months, I was like, wait, you're getting too busy. So I expanded it, opened, took all the space into 2 months. So there's about 7 of us. So this was like one of my youngest brothers. And the other one, it's him, the one you can see his boxes there. I don't know what's going on there. That's one of my brother. He's one who stayed up working with me. So we expanded, opened the shop with about 7, 8 staff. And we were just busy, just growing, the community, just coming and getting involved. I did a music video that went viral on YouTube and Instagram, where we had all the kids from the community that came over, families, and we had like loads of different things going on the day, and you just had a nice experience. So 2014, that's when I was learning. But then now footballers, remember I was playing football when I was younger, footballers started coming to the shop. So Stoke City were in the Premier League, so Premier League players are coming out. Again, when they play away teams, they'll come to the shop. And some of my friends, they play, so the whole shop's full of football shoes. Footballers will come anytime. So that was one shop in 2017, and then we got busy. Then I opened another one in 2019, but then COVID happened, I think. Yeah, so COVID was a difficult time and a lot of challenges. We didn't know what to do because we had to close the shop down. So then I'm thinking, this is going to be difficult. So during the time COVID happened, I remember my friend who selling PlayStation 5s, and PlayStation 5s are high demand. People come to us, and I'll go buy them for like, the game for 600, 400 pounds, we'll buy this in the shop. I'll give people 600 pound cash and sell for 1,000 pound. And we sold about 100 PlayStations. And I flew to Dubai. Went to Dubai, and when I was in Dubai, I was in the hotel. I'm like, what would they do here? Because I'm stuck here now here. And there's COVID back home. What are we going to do? And Dubai we're moving normal. So I was like, right, I took my tools. So I started cutting hair, started giving people cards in hotels. Like, I'm here, I can come to you wherever you are, wherever you are. And within like 2-3 days, I was busy. And I was doing about £500 a day in Dubai. Just cutting like 10 people, £50 each. 10 people, £50 each. And these guys will take me out to feed me, take us to the club, and I come back, save again next day. And I was like, I'm moving here. This is not normal. Like, I can't believe I'm getting paid that this quick. And people just traveling from everywhere. And I realized in Dubai is a place where like people can come from all over the world, and no one will ever think like down on you because you don't know what everyone's got, and everyone's got opportunities. Obviously, people might be lying, or there's people there willing to do things. And you can network so quick and you can move around. So then Dubai was good when we were there, but then I was having a baby. I was about to move my mother's child to Dubai, and she was not allowed to fly. So I was like, oh man, and my dad's like, me to come back. And I didn't want to go back before I had to come back then because baby's getting born, or else I'd have stayed in Dubai. So now there's about we've got 4 barbershops, and then one women's salon in Stoke-on-Trent. That's where I'm from. And we just keep working right now. So in 2023, me and a friend, we managed to come together and put some ideas together, and we opened a cocktail bar. So we opened a cocktail bar in Stoke-on-Trent where people will come in, feel part of the community, they come networking. So we do networking events, we're doing drinks, cocktail making, and a lot of people are coming in. And it's just one of them where we thought if we have a spot like that, it's like, after the community's been doing work, and they come and just sit down, have a drink. People, they do date nights and stuff like that. So that's still running now in Stoke-on-Trent. So I always say to people, like in life, never ever limit yourself. You're capable of doing whatever you want to do. Never think, oh, no, I can't do it, because there's always someone else who's doing it, and we're all humans. So your brain can literally do anything you want to do if you apply yourself. So if you focus, and if you identify the skill you want to do, you can grow it. And discipline, you need to be disciplined. You gotta be waking up. Like today, I remember I was coming to be here, and I told him, I'm working, I'm busy. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. So today I started work at 5 a.m. I was at work at 4:30, ready. My first client 5 a.m. I worked. My staff arrived at 9. I already done about 6-7 people, and I left there at 12. No, I left at 10 actually, about 12ish. So they were confused, like, what, are you going already? Because it's like 2 hours they've just arrived. I'm like, mate, I've been here like since early. I'm finished, and I've done more than what they're gonna do till 6 p.m. So it's like you've got to try and do. I always believe, like, if you look at the greats, like the Ronaldos, the Messis, or the Michael Jacksons, the people who've been very successful, all they've done, they've worked so hard that their talent speaks for itself. So when you're good at whatever you do, people will come to you, and that's what I realized. You don't have to think, but he's special, he's this. I've always read quotes on different people's stories, and some of them say to you, like, one that stuck in my mind was, work so hard, you no longer have to introduce yourself. Because if you work so hard, people want to know who you are. So you don't need to be looking for, say, who's that guy? You can be that guy where people come to you. So I remember on LinkedIn, I've got LinkedIn, yeah, and I was so about to use on the phone. I don't know why, it's too small. I feel like I can use it on the computer, but on my phone, I just struggle. So on LinkedIn, I add everybody on LinkedIn. Whenever I just say, Adam, but I just post myself and say, I don't speak to nobody, I just post. Because I know one day when I've got something of value if I need, these contacts will see what I do when I can approach them. And sometimes what's happened was I post myself so many places, Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, all these social medias, I just post myself. I don't even look, I just post. I was surprised on looks and I'm looking like I'm getting like 100,000 views on some a month and things like 300,000 views. I'm like, huh? So when I go certain places about Leeroy Chax, I'm like, huh? Me, what are you talking about? I'm saying, oh my guy, I don't know what you're talking about. But because they're seeing you everywhere, people start recognizing you. But then you're thinking, what's this? I remember when kids in the area were asking me for pictures. I'm like, why ask me for pictures? Because I want to get a haircut these days. Yeah, I'm like, I just got a haircut. Yeah, I'm just coming out normal. But I realized like, you just got to keep going, never stop, and doors will just open. You'll think how, but they will. They just will, because your work is speaking and those people watching your growth and people want to present opportunities to you. They'll see like, oh, you've done this from there. Wow, I don't have to speak to you and ask you questions. So motivation is good because you got to keep going. Like, you just got to understand, like, if you have a goal, I'll always keep you motivated, and don't set your goal too low. Set it so high that even if you don't reach that goal, these steps you've gone, and you look back, you'll be like, wow, my progression is actually big, which I struggle doing. I never reflect on what I do. I'm always thinking, I'm nowhere near. Everyone, oh, you're doing well, man. No, I'm not doing well, because I'm thinking, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. But for them, when they see it, well, you've got this, you've got. But I'm like, I don't look at what I have. I'm thinking, I need to get to where I need to get. So, mentorships as well. So if you can get yourself some mentors, like when you go to networking events, there's so many online if you don't know where to go. Well, if you go online, there's going to be loads of networking events around the country. I do properties on the side, so there's property investment groups you can get into. These days, people like, you get into loads of groups. There's a guy I went to see, who was Samuel Leeds. And obviously, people talk bad or good on. There's always, even me, people talk bad on good. Everyone, people always have an opinion, whether you're doing good or bad. They'll always have an opinion. So I went to this guy called Samuel Leeds, and he sells his courses for 12 grand, 1 grand, whatever. But people were like, oh, yeah, these rich people have taken people's money. But I went specifically to learn about properties because I had no idea. Some of my friends have got 5, 10, or even if you ask your friends, sometimes they're not giving you the information because you might ask him one question, but he's not going to tell you everything because you're asking him what you need to know. So it's best to go to the masters of what they do, and they'll tell you everything you can do, even if you have to pay a bit of money. So I went and I paid about £2,000 when I got there. I did a free course for £1. It's £1 for one session. And when I was in that room, I was speaking to about 200-300 people. So you get your time to speak to them. I was speaking to loads of people. Some guys at the time, I've got 100 properties. I've got 300 properties. I'm thinking, huh? Oh, if you got this much, like, what's going on here? So I'm just taking numbers. And I sat down now, and then he put a course up, and he's like, I've got strategies, 3 different strategies. You can do this, do that. And I was like, I'm interested in that because that's the first starting. I can get in, start to ask questions and know where I'm going, where I'm heading. And I paid a little bit, like £1,500, £2,000 maximum. It's 5 days in London. And when I learned from there, I was like, I'm going to start this. I opened a company straight away because you have to open a company when you're there. They make you want to do it straight away. Open a company, and I left it. I never touched it again. 2-3 years later, I've got into a situation where I'm thinking, what's going on in my life? What am I going to do now? And I thought, let me go auction. I go to an auction, right? And this time, it was Ramadan. I was so lucky it's Ramadan, yeah. The auction was empty. It's just like me and about 10 guys, yeah. And I'm just sat there. I'm like, what am I going to do here? When you go and you have to register if you're going to buy it. I said, yeah, I'll register, I'm going to buy it. But I didn't know if I'm going to buy it. Even I'm not money like that. So I'm just like, I'll just buy it. I've gone in now. And an opportunity came here where I took one of my friends. He's got about 5 properties. And I was like, that property's going for cheap. What's going on here? So just bid. He's like, just bid, man. I just put my hand up here. And it's like, they're just going up. And the property, I ended up getting a property for like £32,000 for a 1-bedroom flat in the town centre. And I was like, what's going on here? I'm just bought a property, I didn't even know how. So I've got to put the deposit and my battery died. We've got to pay 75% on the spot, yeah? No, 35%, but they wanted like 5k or something. So I've gone and my battery died. And then the guy's like, oh, don't worry about it, Chax. Just come in on Monday and then you pay it. I'm like, what? I didn't even know they know me in the time. You just come on Monday to the office and you can pay about sound. And I was like, see, because you're working so hard, people know you don't even know where you are. Now opportunities are coming that, oh, you can come in sort out later, whereas before on the contract that you have to pay on the day. And then it's sorted out. So the mentorship, just getting people networking in these places will just open doors, I'll tell you that. And books as well. You got whatever you like. But before I used to preach about knowledge is power. I used to write on my statuses, knowledge is power. But then within you, I'm writing, I'm saying knowledge is power. It sounds good because knowledge is power. But when I sat down, my perception of this was like, knowledge is power. As I got on, I was like, what you know will get you to places. So information is key. These guys who you see doing amazing when you think, wow, it's information because that's the knowledge. If I don't know how to break this glass, I'm gonna be stuck in here all day. But once I have information that the smash it with a tool or metal piece, then that's information. So that's the same in life. If you're on your journey, if you're gonna be successful, the information you consume will lead you to where you want to go. So if you're gonna be listening to BS, like information that's not good for you, it's just gonna give you that. So that's where you take it. But if you now start to listen to different mentors, teachers, different books for the right message or how they've done certain things, and you apply yourself, they'll put you steps ahead and avoid certain mistakes. So I always say I advise people to read books or even read small like quotes and stuff like that. It's good to keep you going. So I would say it's about the hustle. So I put this slide up because I was talking about when lockdown happened and we didn't know what to do. And I remember some of my clients, I was still trimming anyway like that because I was like, no way, how can we die if he's saying, you know, like, it can be around 5 people, but then I'm not allowed to go see my mum, but you can be around 5 people. I'm so confused. I was like, no, I'm the kind of trimming. So I was going to people's houses, one of my clients, which I'm just trimming him, and I've trimmed him for a few years, and we had a recruitment company at the time, me and him. And we're like, what do we do? Because everything's our office. So we opened a PPE company. So we're providing the protective equipment, so like masks and stuff. So we're like, okay, within our community, we've got care homes. How about we give masks to care homes and stuff like that? So we start doing things like that now and then. One point, when the opportunity came, right, and I received an email saying, right, we require some masks, over 200,000 masks to go to America, and China are not allowed to ship it. America is tight. So I'm thinking, what? And my friend, he's about 48, and his dad used to import and export like nuts and bolts. So he was a multi-millionaire beforehand. So we had to speak to him. We're like, look, we need to do this, and we haven't got an idea what to do. So we got his shipping container, bring it to Stoke-on-Trent, and I ship it to China. Get from China to Stoke to America. How do I do this? So in my network, I start ringing these guys who are multi-millionaires in my area. I'm like, how do I do this? What's this? Like, oh, you need government stuff. So I'm doing all this, yeah. Every time I'm sleeping, I'm like, shit, I'm gonna be a millionaire. What does it feel like? I don't even know what it's like. I'm sleeping, I'm waking up like, am I rich? So I don't even know what's going on here. And then I'm thinking, tomorrow I could be a millionaire. So what does that mean then? That's it. Anyway, the deal just fumbled anyway. Long story short, it fumbled because the people were saying they want to stop. We got to stop. We negotiated. It was like 18p per product. We're like, what? An 80p, I'm going to be rich off this. But obviously, because the quantity was a lot, it builds up. I'm like, wow, it can be rich. But then we found out the company was just fake and all this. It didn't make sense in the end. We just left it. But then on that alone was a lesson because I was like, wow. So if I got a supplier and I've got a buyer, I'm in the middle, I get it together, you can be a millionaire. Depending on the stock, the amount, and the value of what they want to buy, and just being in the middleman, things can happen. So then my brain's just ticking and I'm thinking, how comes this? But what can happen? So that's running now. We're just thinking, we're doing the PPE, getting to a community, making sure our carers are fine. We're just giving free stuff really. And then I opened a Kitchen Kings. So Kitchen Kings was a restaurant. I don't know if you heard of a Trap Kitchen in Manchester and London. So I went to Manchester Trap Kitchen in lockdown, and people were queuing up for 5 hours. We sat in the car queuing up for 5 hours. I'm like, why are we queuing up for food for 5 hours? This doesn't make sense. And there's loads of cars like going all the way down. I'm like, this can't be normal. Anyway, we queued, tasted the food. I said, no way. I'm doing this back in Stoke, man, but different. So my friend was a chef, and I had another lady who's a chef. I said, look, what we need to do is cook this, cook that, and I'll sell it. I'll sell it. You guys just cook, and I'll sell it. So we did that now. And what I did, yeah, because on my Snapchat and my socials, I've got loads of followers. So I'll post a time, And I'll be like, look, food will be ready at what, 6 o'clock. I'll deliver it. But then I'm getting loads of deliveries, like sometimes 6 deliveries, 7 deliveries. And I'm like, how can I deliver this by myself? Yeah, this is too much. So what I did, I was like, right, at 6 o'clock, everybody meet me at this area. If you meet me at this one area at 6 o'clock, I'll give you your food. So everyone will come, they'll come, and I'm just like this. And people are like, you can't be selling food on the road like that. I'm just giving food, yeah. Our car's just full of food, yeah. I'll go round the corner to get the food from the house. I come back, give food out. And that was doing well, to be honest. And because it's doing so well, I've created a website and I said to the guys, right, look, all you gotta do now is advertise on this website, cook, and then you guys sell it now during this website. And then just like, this is long, man. We don't want to do this because the shops are opening back and I want to go back to the barbershop. And them guys are, this is long. So we stopped doing it because I was like, I'm going to keep doing deliveries, go and get the stock for them when they can just take over now and grow it and they get more of the money. They wanted me to keep pushing them and helping them because they were comfortable in their cooking zone. They didn't want to expand. Quite long story short, later on, now we're in 2026, with a lady, she's now opened her own restaurants in Birmingham. So she's actually opened a restaurant in Birmingham on a business site and she's doing very well. So when I looked at her, I was like, look, fair play, now you guys should do it and I'll be so good with you. But she's gone to do better things, which is amazing. And I've already told you I did the sold the PlayStations and we made it was so crazy, like the £400 profit on each, and we sold about 100. And we're just delivering all over the country, going to Cardiff, pick up PlayStations, going to London to pick up PlayStations, and just delivering them. And people are just buying them because they're so hard to get. And then I worked in Dubai as well. So in life, it's all about the hustle. You've got to hustle. You've got to, like you were saying earlier, don't just focus on one income stream, because if that goes by, what are you going to do? You always need backups. You always need, just in case, spare money, spare change, different bank accounts where you can put your spending money for the night, your bills on one, different things, different things, yeah. Well, I see what's here. So, why community plays a huge role in my life and business. So, I've come from Zimbabwe, right? And I already know how the struggle is in Zimbabwe, how people were struggling, orphans, and I've now come to UK and I've managed to see myself grow, and I've got a business. So because now I've got a business and I'm able to have staff I can provide. So I used to see homeless people in the area, and sometimes you give them money and you think, are they actually going to buy the food, or actually are they going to damage themselves more if they're taking drugs? So I said, you know what, one of the best is I'm going to do free haircuts for the homeless. And then everyone's like, oh my God, that's amazing. And then you are all excited. And I thought, that was good, yeah. But then hold on a minute. Why is it I'm giving free haircuts on Christmas? Christmas is one day, 1 month in December. Like, that's not good enough, because how can you say I'm helping people for 1 day a year and that's amazing? So I said, forget all of that. All my shops, homeless people have got access every day, anytime you want to go to, and it's free haircuts for them. And we try to speak to them and help them to get them on their feet, to just direct them, to show them, because I've got young guys from the age of 16 working. And if they can come in and see a young guy at 16, and he's the one who's actually speaking to them, he can maybe change his mind, or something can trigger his mind just to give him motivation to say, you know what, let me go again and try different routes, you know what I mean? Because yes, it's difficult. Anyone can be homeless. Anything can happen to you in life. And some of the situations what's happened to these guys, when you hear the story, you're thinking, wow, I never thought this could happen. So when you hear it, you're like, you know what, fair play. Look, come in here, get your hair cut, and maybe we can give you maybe a cleaning job on the side or some grass or something, but go network. We just try to help them to just get on their feet. So community is very important, because I feel like when you give back to the community, the people will give you, they help you around you. You know what I mean? I can't just be the guy who's like, oh, the main guy. Everybody around you, you need to empower us around you. If you want to be great, everyone around you needs to be great as well, or it doesn't work. So I like to give back, train and develop up-and-coming barbers, or young children want to get into business. So I've got a few different things I do at CICs, where we help young children to feel confident, offer them the CVs, give them free haircuts, hair braiding, and yeah, so that's some of the articles I just put on there quickly. So I would say your network is your net worth. So yeah, I said in the bar, we used to bridge the gap between businesses. So you want to be building your network. So how do you build your network, and why is it important? So building your network is pretty simple. Everywhere you go, you can literally speak to people. Like, I can go clubbing, right? And in the club, I'm not just there to like have a good time. I'll be networking, see what people do. I can go to church, I'm networking. I can go to a football ground, I'm networking. anywhere where there's people, you can just speak to someone. Oh, how you doing? You okay? Or so what you into? Like, I'm into this, and you just learn about it. Oh, can I take your number? And then maybe we can talk or something. Oh, I know someone who does this. So I just feel like if you speak to people anywhere you go, that's the easiest way. But like I said, there's networking events online you can find. There's different groups. If you're into properties, if you're into cars, if you're into anything you want, there's always something that for it. And if you go to these places, it's important because what happens is my network, I just be building it. And I would say when you have something of value, eventually, because you will do as you grow, these networks, you sort of pick up a phone because you build that relationship. If you can build your relationship and it's strong, these guys, you don't know what you have for them or what they have for you. So at any given time, you know what I mean, just keep your relationship good and anything can happen. And it's so crazy because there's people, sometimes I've had people try to sell me a football stadium. And I'm thinking, I don't even have money for a football stadium, but I know someone who might have money for the football stadium. I know somebody. And it's just like, he might offer me 2%, 3%, but the deal could be 10 million. And you know what I mean? I don't have 10 million, but I'm going to get someone who got that money and then they speak, we sign an NDA. When the deal goes through, they just give my percentage. So I'm still waiting for that anyway. So I'm still building. I'm still building. But I just believe it will happen. It will happen if you put your mind to it and build. And if you're confident in your ability, you're good to go. Don't shy away. Don't be saying, oh, I'm not, but I don't think I am. No, you are that person. You can. And people will believe in you if you're confident. And if you're confident, you deliver. Don't just be confident, don't deliver. Make sure you stick to your word and you deliver. We've got to go. So these are some of the brands I've featured on. So we work with the BBC, Silk and Trent. I've worked in Portugal at Afro Nation. And those ones where they ran me to say, can you come and cut some hair? And I'm thinking, cutting hair, festival. Like, who does that? And then I went there, because I don't want to turn down the opportunity. But let me just go there and see what it's like. And from there, I'm like, I've seen everybody how they work. And I'm like, how does this work? Because I've survived and agencies brought me down, but they're not barbers, but they're just like, cut. And they're like £10, £20. But then the prices keep going up because we don't know where we started. So before I'm charging £40, £50 off for haircuts at a festival. And people just queuing up. And there you're meeting artists. Everybody's screaming, oh, Chris Brown, oh, these guys. And we're with these guys backstage and they're like, but this guy's just a human. But he's just that good at what he does. Everyone is screaming, I'm thinking, this is not normal. Like, why are you screaming? Why are you fainting? Because this guy's here. And when you see him, it's like, he's just a human just like you. But when you're so good at what you do, people will want to give you money. They want to be around you. They don't like to spend time with you. It's just crazy as it is. So, yeah. So why am I here and what do I do what I do? And what does this mean? Yeah. So I've come here to just inspire. Obviously, I've been invited to come over, but I thought if I've got my story to share, hopefully it can touch somebody and just inspire. Even if it's one word or one sentence, it can just make you go and get what you need to get in life. Don't feel fear. Stop thinking, oh, but it's tough. I can't do it. Stop thinking the opposite. How do I do it? Who do I need to see? Where do I go? Because there's sometimes where situations I remember when I went to get my property, like, just bear my anger, clue what I'm doing. But I remember there's financial advisors, there's mortgage advisors. So I've got about 10 or 15 of them. I'm just ringing off all of them. Right, I went to auction to buy this property. How do I do it? Because when you go to auction, you still need to pay them within 30 days. I forgot to tell you that bit. You have to pay that money in 30 days. I went to buy a property for 32k. Sounds cheap. I didn't have 30k. So then I'm thinking, let me ring my financial advisor who did my property for my dad. And then I find out he died. I'm like, what? That guy died? I didn't even know he died. So now I'm asking this guy who's telling me this story. I'm like, so I've just done this. So what do you reckon? Does this work then? Because I went to buy a property, but I haven't got the money. What can I do? He's like, mate, that's a good deal. Yeah, so we can do. You can go this. There's finance companies that can help you to then pay for that money. You don't have to pay them back for a year. You can pay a bit. I'm like, what? So it works? Because I just did it, and then now I'm dealing with the situation. I'm asking my mom, I need 30 grand. How do I do it? You can get it. I'm asking my friends, how do I get it? You can get it. I'm like, guys, everybody just say you can get it. You're the only guy who knows to get it. But I'm like, guys, I do not know how to get it. Help me. I'm not asking you for the money, but how do I get it? Everyone's like, you can get it. Not from time for you. These guys there, they don't like me, man. So I just kept carrying around, ringing. Because of my network, I was able to now get information, which helped me cross that bridge. And before there, I had 1 property, 2 property, and then different opportunities keep coming. So build your network, and I'm telling you guys now, it's information. To unlock any door, it's information. Anything you want to do. That's why what you saying about, oh, private jet, you guys for who's this guy? Why is it a private jet? I don't have money for a private jet, guys. But I just know that one day we'll be on that private jet, but we'll figure out how we're gonna do it because if he tells me the price, now I've got to figure out how do we raise them funds. Do I get people who got that money, or I could have a client eventually who wants that, and we go for a meeting, and then now I'm on that private jet. So it's possible. And I remember one of my friends left Stoke-on-Trent to work in Dubai, and he was like, "Oh, I'm working with the Russians and all these guys. We get private jets for them." I'm like, "What? You just left my area and you're doing this?" He's like, "Yeah." So what they do, they'll come and they'll buy a private jet, and I'm the middleman. I'm like, "What? We were together in school, and you're selling private jets just like that." And that's how life can be, you know what I mean? And putting yourself in different environments, being around certain people can lift you up into another stage. There's places you can go to, different areas where the tax bracket is just so different. You think, what's being out here? And put yourself in them areas. It doesn't matter if you haven't got it, but you will become it if you're around it. Because they always say, is it if you're around 5 people or something, you become one of them. So build your contacts around that, be a genuine person, be reliable, be respectful, and I'm sure everything will come together. So hopefully this was good. And what is next for you on the inside? Does it matter? Does it count? I would say start now. Like, people will be like, but I'll start tomorrow, next month. In 2 months, I think I'll have my... But in January, people like to say, I'm going to wait till January to start. Like, do you know every day you wake up is a new day to start? Like, no one cares about these dates about January. This is what happens. You just have to wake up on a day like today and say, like, I'm going to go start now. I'm going to learn and I'm going to be great. And if you just start now, things will start working. But if you wait till January, certain problems might start coming and they delay you. And then you're like, I was going to start, but then this happened and this happened. And you're always going to be excuses. But if you just decide, right, I'm going to start now, I guarantee you, you'll move forward. And any obstacle that comes, it's either going to be a lesson, because it's not failure. I don't believe there's a failure. If anything goes wrong, it's teaching you something. Like, how can you go? And there's so many ways to do something. So sometimes, yeah, we can be like, yeah, but this is how you do it. But if you think about it, we could all, like, let's say footballers. How many people are playing football? But they all play differently. There's a way to run. There's so many ways to do the same thing. It doesn't matter if it's relationships or whatever. There's always there's different ways to get the results. But people be thinking, yeah, but my way is my way. But if you actually sit down sometimes and others speak and just listen to why they're saying that. But okay, let them do with them. How does it work? Because if we wanted to go to London today, all of us from here right now, and we've got the sat nav, you're gonna be thinking, right, how do I get to London? We're gonna start reading signs out, we're going different ways. But if you go that way, it might say you take M6 something and then you go link M1. Or if you go this way, it might take you to out M6 south and go that way. Someone might go A500, because it's different ways, but we'll get to London eventually. And if you go on your sat nav, you can avoid tolls, you can avoid different routes, and it'll still take you there. So I always felt like, if you have your direction, pick a skill. Because it was the difficult bit, yeah, when I was growing up. I remember when I'm around the successful people, I'm like, what do I do? What can I do to be successful? And they'll say, work hard, work hard. And I always say to them, why do they keep saying to me work hard there? Because if you can work hard, I could go work in a warehouse tomorrow, yeah, and work 20 hours, and I'll still make the same amount in 20 hours and 20 hours, but I'm not getting anywhere. So when I learned this skill, I realized, no, I'm going to stop telling people just work hard. Find the skill you're good at. Find the skill you're going to enjoy doing. Because first of all, you need to enjoy what you do. For you to become successful, you got to enjoy what you do. Enjoy it, or find the skill, master the skill. If you become a master of anything, it's set. You're good to go. Because once you're a master, no one can tell you anything. And your price will just go on what you say. Look at the boxers like Mayweather's. You'll tell you I'm fighting for 10 million. What they're going to say? Nothing. Because he's mastered this skill and will pay. If you go to buy any designer clothes, they've mastered the skills. They put a price on it. I remember my friends here, when I told them, yeah, I'm going to create the brand called Chax. They were laughing like, who's going to buy your name? I said, guys. And then I realized, why do I always test my people I'm around? Because I always say to me, just hear their opinions. Their opinions is valid, but it doesn't mean I have to take it on board. But it's good to hear people's opinions. It doesn't mean it's a fact. It's opinions. You should hear what's going on. So I'll be like, I'm going to start a brand. My name's going to be Chax here, on a cap. I'm going to start it. No one's going to buy your name. I said, okay. Well, you go buy Tommy Hilfiger. You go buy Gucci. Do you know these guys? No. You go buy Nike. Do you know these guys? No. And I'm naming all these brands. They don't know them. I said, well, why'd you buy them then? Then I'm going to clue, oh yeah, because they see other people wearing them and stuff. So then I created my brand, and I remember I was selling caps. Obviously, you can do haircuts, but I'm selling caps because if you have the haircut, you can wear the cap. So I'm selling caps now, yeah. And I'm getting my footballer friend. I'm getting all these other guys wearing these caps. The same guys were saying, oh, who's gonna buy the cup? They've seen these guys buy the cup. Like, oh, maybe it's a good idea. But I'm like, guys, you know you can actually do it for your own names too. That's what I'm trying to teach them. Like, when I'm giving the idea, I'm like, we can all do this. It doesn't have to be just because we go to buy so many brands and you buy these people. There's always something for someone. People buy. Like, if you look at all of those, we're all wearing different clothes. Or we all went and bought these. You know what I mean? So people will buy brands. You can literally create a brand today, tomorrow, you can start selling it. And the people close to you might not support you. But that doesn't matter because your demographic is the whole world. You know what I mean? Your friends ain't gonna make you rich. It's those people who don't know you that make you rich. And then what happens, the people talking bad, negative, later on, they're the same people will come back and say, oh my God, I know this guy. Oh, I want to buy this. And they start supporting you more than ever. And you're thinking, I remember this. I remember you guys. Well, you just keep it moving. You go, yeah. Just keep it respectable. You know deep down. And there's so many people in my upcoming there. They were just talking negative, bad. Oh, this guy can't trim. Oh, he's painting people's hairlines. Who's in videos? Oh, he can't cut hair. The same people saying this, I'll be screenshotting. And I just put it on the file, just say save it there. Years later, the same people saying I was painting people's hairlines, the same people who are doing that now. The same people who were doing everything I was doing years back, they're doing it now. So people will always have something to say, but that doesn't mean you stop what you do. You have your mission, you have your goal, and the results will speak for themselves. Your work should do the talking. You don't go try to fight people. Let your work do the talking and the rest will come. So, yes, guys, thank you very much. And see, let your work do the talking.
Okay. Thank you.